Welcome to Tripodcast, episode 264. It's Monday, November 26th, and things are changing all around us. And today, Dick Ollek talks about our attitudes towards change. He offers some tips and strategies for how you look at change, how you respond to change, that just might make a big difference in your company. Let's listen in.
This week I thought it would be interesting to maybe list some of those attitudes that we need today to grow our companies. You know, there's been a slow economy. We know that. There's a slow business environment. We know that. But at the same token, we can't ignore the changes that are happening. And we have to face reality, and we have to do what works to make our companies move forward and to encourage our employees to help us move forward. So here are some things that I thought about. Here are some changes we may need to make. And pardon me as I look at a lot of my notes because I don't want to miss some of these important points. First of all, we have to think about speeding up. And this may be difficult for some of us that are of the traditionalists or the older generation. But you see, change isn't going to wait on us. You know, hurry has to kind of become the normal style today. Everything is working at a fast pace, moving at a fast pace, and we need to hurry. We need to keep going. Technology is advancing at a dead run. I can tell you just recently, I purchased one of the new phones that was out, and the very next day, literally the very next day, that company came out with their new edition of the new phone. Last year, I purchased a new iPad made by a company that said this was going to be the next generation. I purchased it on the weekend of the 4th of July. The 10th of July, they had a major announcement they were going to discontinue making them. And they just introduced them on the 4th of July weekend. They had them out a week, and they said we can't keep up with some of the other companies making these, so we're discontinuing. After 1 week, they made the decision to move. So talk about technology advancing at a dead run. You have to get rid of busy work. You know, there's a difference between busy and being effective. And we have to get rid of, and this is one of the toughest things that a lot of companies face, and that's getting rid of old bureaucratic practices. Why are you doing that? We've always done it that way. And I know I fought that in my own organization. That, we've always done it this way. Dick said we're supposed to do it that way. Are you sure that you want to change this? Yeah, things are changing. So you have to be sure you don't resist change. You have to create it. In other words, all of these things I've talked about is speed up in your business today. You have to learn to control your emotions is another one of these changes you may need to make. You see, nobody's in charge of your attitude. You are. Only you. Can't control everything that goes on around you, but you can certainly you can certainly control how you respond to what goes on around you. See, bad attitudes lose jobs. You know, I've had some people that say to me, I'm going to just pout, I'm going to do it my way, and that company will change, come back to the way it used to be. Well, it ain't coming back to the way it used to be. So you're in charge. You're in charge of your attitude and your emotions. So control them. Don't let your strengths become weaknesses. You see, what you do best today may not fit. You know, you may be great on a typewriter with carbon paper, but there aren't many typewriters around with carbon paper anymore. You have to keep learning. You have to keep adapting. And frankly, I'm having a good time. This is a great time in our business, in our industry. And those of us that are of the old traditionalist generation, if we will just learn to adapt a little bit and learn to keep learning and to develop in new and different generations, we can have a ball just like the younger generation. Thing of it is, too, we can't use yesterday's solutions to today's problems. And what I mean there is you cannot necessarily do training today with in the same manner that you did it in the past. And those of you that have heard me in workshops or in previous Tripodcasts know that I'm a fanatic about training our employees as we put them out, before we put them out in the workforce, and then as we continue to retrain them. And the one thing you'll also know is that I'm a fanatic about you have to adapt your training to the generation that you're training. And that's very important so that you can get the most effective use of it. Another thing is we have to take responsibility for our actions. I hear this, I've heard this in the past so much. What do you want me to do? I don't want to take responsibility. I don't want to be the one that's at fault. I don't want to be accused of anything going wrong. Well, I understand that. But also the ones that are willing to take that risk are the ones that, get ahead in this world. You see, blaming comes real easy. And as I point this one finger to you as you're looking at this, I also have 1, 2, 3 fingers pointing right back at me. So when I start pointing to you as being the one that's at fault on something, maybe I need to look at the 3 fingers coming back at me. You see, there's already enough problems in this world. What the company needs that you have and that you may own or help manage or work for, what your company needs are solutions. Got enough problems. What we need is solutions. You see, pointing your finger to other people loses jobs. And today's culture really demands accountability from you. So, you see, change destroys organizations that don't adjust. If you don't adjust, if the organization doesn't adjust, and you particularly that are watching this, if you don't adjust in your organizations, your organization is going to go by the wayside. Change can't wait on you. You simply just don't have the time to take the time. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to be willing to make some changes in your life? Have you made them? And if you have, congratulations. But maybe I hit on a few things in this Tripodcast that maybe if you take a real close look, maybe you need to make some changes in the way you operate, the way you do your job. Think about it. You'll be better for making those changes you need to make. Thanks for watching.
You've been listening to a Tripodcast, short video and audio presentation about important topics in our industry. If you're a current subscriber to the Tripodcast, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're not yet a subscriber, please check it out. It's free and it's easy. Come to www.tripodcast.com, enter your email address on the right-hand column, and click subscribe. We'll send you out a new Tripodcast every Monday morning.